In the autumn of 1892, the grand estate of Barton Hall, perched on a hill overlooking the lush Devon countryside, was a place of both splendor and shadow. Its ivy-clad walls and towering chimneys spoke of centuries of wealth, but the villagers of nearby Ottery, St. Mary, whispered of darker tales tied to the house, a history of betrayal and blood. The current residents, the wealthy but reclusive Squire Langley and his small staff, kept to themselves, but the hall's reputation drew curious glances and hushed stories, especially after nightfall. Among the staff was Mary Wheeler, a sturdy woman of 30, known for her steady hands and unflappable demeanor. Hired as a kitchen maid, Mary spent her evenings scrubbing pots and washing dishes in the cavernous scullery, its stone walls echoing with the clatter of crockery. She was no stranger to hard work, nor to the eerie quiet of Barton Hall after the household retired. The other servants, 2 housemaids and a dear butler, often teased her for lingering late. But Mary preferred the solitude of the scullery to the cramped attic dormitory where the maids slept. One crisp October night, with the moon obscured by scudding clouds, Mary was finishing her tasks, her hands raw from hot water and lye. The kitchen was still, save for the drip of a tap and the occasional creak of the old house settling. As she dried the last plate, a chill slithered down her spine, sharper than the autumn air. The air grew thick, the candle on the counter flickering as if caught in a draught. Mary turned, her cloth still in hand, and froze. There, in the doorway, stood a woman, or the semblance of one, clothed in a flowing white gown that shimmered with an unnatural glow. Her face was obscured, her form wavering like mist, but her presence was unmistakable. This was no living soul. Mary's breath caught as the figure glided forward, its movements silent yet menacing. A scream tore from her throat, raw and piercing, and she bolted, the plate shattering on the floor. She ran through the kitchen, down the servants' corridor, and out into the night, her apron flapping, her screams echoing across the estate. The white ghost followed, its glow casting eerie shadows on the walls, its form relentless yet soundless. Mary stumbled across the gravel drive, her heart pounding, certain the spectre would seize her. She didn't stop until she reached the village, a half-mile away, collapsing outside the blacksmith's cottage, her cries waking half of Ottery St. Mary. The blacksmith, a burly man named Harold Vance, and his wife Edith, rushed to her aid. Gasping, Mary recounted her ordeal, her words tumbling over each other, the woman in white, the unnatural light, the chase through the dark. Edith, who'd grown up on tales of Barton Hall's hauntings, nodded grimly. "It's her," she said, her voice low. "The murdered lady." The story was an old one, passed down through generations. Decades earlier, a young bride named Lavinia, wed to a jealous and brutal man who owned Barton Hall, had vanished under suspicious circumstances. The official word was illness, but the village knew better. Whispers spoke of a violent quarrel, a bloodied knife, and a body hidden somewhere on the estate. Lavinia's spirit, they said, had never left, her ghostly form a restless accusation against her husband's crime. By dawn, Mary's tale had spread, drawing a crowd to the village square. The older folk nodded knowingly, recalling their own encounters, or those of kin, with the Barton White ghost. A farmer swore he'd seen a glowing figure by the hall's gates years ago. A washerwoman claimed to have heard weeping from the upper windows. Squire Langley, roused by the commotion, dismissed the story as servant hysteria, but his pale face and curt manner did little to quell the rumors. Mary, too shaken to return to Barton Hall, quit her post, vowing never to set foot in the house again. The village priest, Father Benedict, a gentle man with a scholar's curiosity, visited Barton Hall to bless the premises, sprinkling holy water and murmuring prayers. Yet the sightings persisted. Servants reported glimpses of a white figure gliding through the gardens, her gown trailing like fog. Travelers on the road past the hall spoke of a woman standing motionless by the gate, her face hidden, her form aglow. And on stormy nights, when the wind howled through the chimneys, the scullery maids, new hires who hadn't heard Mary's story, complained of an oppressive presence, as if someone watched them from the shadows. Mary Wheeler settled in a neighboring village, but the memory of that night haunted her. She'd recount the chase to anyone who'd listen, her voice steady but her eyes distant. It wasn't just fear, she'd say. She wanted something, justice, maybe, or to be remembered. In Ottery, St. Mary, Barton Hall's reputation grew ever darker, its windows like eyes keeping secrets. The white ghost, Lavinia or another lost soul, remained a fixture of Devon lore, her spectral pursuit a warning. Some wrongs, even death, cannot bury, and some spirits will chase the living until their story is told. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, like, subscribe, and comment below.